Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to this video, guys. My name is Zaman. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This is Roots of Knowledge, and my name is Zaman again, second time. Hit the like button, subscribe button, share the videos, check out the other videos that I make as well. This series is helping you guys to understand Hanafi Fiqh. Do you guys know what Hanafi Fiqh is? If you're not familiar with Hanafi Fiqh, check out this series from the beginning. Inshallah, I'm hopeful that inshallah you will find it beneficial. Right, so today's lesson we are continuing with Kitab al-Hajar. So first of all, as you know, we write down this. Okay, so what I do here is I write down, what does bulugh mean? Bulugh means adulthood. Yeah, so adulthood. Ghulam is a child. Ihtilam is a wet dream. Ihbal is to make a woman pregnant. And inzal is to ejaculate. Wati'a is to have sexual intercourse. In lam yujad dhalika fahatta yatim. Yatim is to complete. Thamaniya is 8. Ashara is 10. And Abu Hanifa, you know, Jariya is a girl, a young girl. Hayd is period, menstruation. Menses, is that menses? Ihtilam, wet dream. Habal is a pregnancy. Right, so pregnancy. Hatta Saba Ashara, Saba is 7, Ashara is 10. قال أبو يوسف إذا تم الغلام 15 سنة فقد بلغ, to reach puberty. راحق الغلام, close to puberty. والجارية وأشكل أمرهما في البلوغ. أشكل means to become unsure, confusing. بلغنا, okay, أحكام, rules. بالغين, adults. أحجر is to put restrictions, interdiction. Dain, debt. Muflis is someone who is bankrupt. And then wajabat, necessary. Duyun, debts. Okay, let's move this up a bit. And he says rajul, ghurama is creditors. And then habs is to detain. Yatasarraf is to deal. Hakim is the judge. Yahbis, detain. Yabi, to sell. Darahim, silver coins. Qada, to pass judgment. And dinanir is gold coins. Okay, dhid is opposite. Ba'al qadi, okay. Alright, so that's straightforward. There's nothing really difficult there. If there is, then please put it in the comments and inshallah I can try and answer that for you guys. Okay, وبلوغ الغلام مبتدا مضاف والبلوغ الغلام والاحتلام بلوغ الغلام الاحتلام والإحبال والإنزال. Okay, so all of these are عطف معطوف خبرز of بلوغ. إذا وطئ, okay, وطئ is فعل ماضي واحد مذكر غائب. إن لم يوجد, this is مجهول. ذلك حتى يتم له 18 سنة. And this is تمييز. عند أبي حنيفة وبلوغ مبتدأ, new sentence. الجارية بالحيض والاحتلام والحبل. فإن لم يوجد, again يوجد, حتى يتم لها 17 سنة. وقال أبو يوسف ومحمد إذا تم للغلام والجارية 15 سنة فقد بلغا. وإذا راهق فعل الغلام والجارية وأشكل أمرهما فعل فاعل في البلوغ. وقال قد بلغنا في الماضي جمع متكلم. فالقول مبتدأ, قولهما خبر. وأحكامهما مبتدأ, أحكام البالغين خبر. وقال أبو حنيفة لا أحجر في الدين على المفلس. وإذا وجبت الديون على الرجل مجرور. وطالب غرماؤه is the file. حبسه والحجر عليه. Okay, habas, I think this is a mistake. One second, let me have a check of the text. Okay, actually no, it's not a mistake. It's actually correct. So this is actually habas, not habasahu, it's actually habsahu. Yeah, my mistake. Habsahu wal hajara alayhi. Yeah, so talaba, this is the basically ma'tuf alayhi becomes maf'ul bihi of talaba. Lam ahjur alayhi wa in kana lahu malun lam yatasarraf fihi al-hakimu walakin yahbisuhu abadan forever hatta yabi'a hatta. Let me know why hatta yabi'a in the comments. Why is it mansub? في دينه فإن كان له دراهم ودينه مبتدأ دراهم أو على ضد ذلك قضاها القاضي بغير أمره وإن كان دينه دراهم كان دينه دراهم مثل خبر of كان وله دنانير مبتدأ مؤخر خبر أو على ضد ذلك باعه القاضي في دينه. Now there is the section of the Sahibain's view, but I'm not going to mention it because otherwise it's going to become very, very long. I don't want to spend too long on this because, you know, you got to kind of keep it nice and sweet for you guys. Alright, so let's have a look at this. So the first masla that he mentions is basically if you have a boy who has reached the age of puberty. Right, so boy and you have a girl. What constitutes puberty? When is it considered that a person has reached the age of puberty? So in a young boy, it's if he has, number one, a wet dream. Right, so a wet dream is basically in the dream you see something sexual, erotic, and then that leads to in the morning you wake up, you have ejaculate, you have semen around the private area. Okay, so a wet dream. This is also something which is in the woman as well. So if she sees a wet dream, so a woman sees a wet dream, she might not see anything has come out from her vagina, but she's going to be in the experience of an orgasm. If they can't remember, then it's not a wet dream. Right? They can't remember anything happened, they can't see anything come out, it's not a wet dream. So number two is that if he makes the woman pregnant, so makes pregnant. And for her, it's obviously she becomes pregnant. So he penetrates her, she becomes pregnant. Okay, so number three is ejaculation. So if he ejaculates by masturbation or by any other means, then that is also considered to be. Now for the woman, it's actually hayd. Okay, so menstruation. Yeah, so menstruation. These are the three for the woman, these are the three for the men. So let's have a look at this. So he says, وَبُلُوغُ الْغُلَامِ the adulthood for a man, for a boy, al-ihtilamu, wet dream, wal-ihbalu, and making someone pregnant, wal-inzalu, and ejaculation. إِذَا وَطِئَ, when he has sexual intercourse. Okay. Now obviously, when he has sexual intercourse, meaning he has sexual intercourse and ejaculates, and like I said, if he was to masturbate and he ejaculated, the same thing would happen. فَإِن لَمْ يُوجَدْ, if that is not found, meaning if these three things are not found, حَتَّى يَتِمُّ لَهُ, then it's until he reaches 18 years of age, according to Imam Abu Hanifa. So nothing of this happened. So what we say is, we say if none of this happened, then once he reaches 18 years old, then he's counted as being an adult. Before that, he won't be. This is if none of these occur. All right. And when it comes to the woman, وَبُلُوغُ الْجَارِيَةِ, right, so this is the jariyah, young girl, بِالْحَيْذِ, with menstruation, وَالْإِحْتِلَامِ, and a wet dream, وَالْحَبْلِ, and pregnancy. فَإِن لَمْ يُوجَدْ ذَلِكَ, if that is not found, فَحَتَّى, until يَتِمَّ لَهَا سَبْعَ عَشَرَةَ سَنَةً, 17 years now. So for the girl, Abu Hanifa says, it's 17 years old. For the boy, it's 18, and for the girl, it's 17. Okay. Now, this is Abu Hanifa's view, okay? So we'll put over here, Abu Hanifa. Okay, now what about the Sahibain's view? So Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, they say the same things, but the difference that they have, they say, is that the boy and the girl, as long as they reach the age of 15 years of age, that's considered to be puberty. Yeah, so if none of these happen, then either one reaches the age of puberty, then that person's an adult. وقال أبو يوسف ومحمد, Abu Yusuf and Muhammad say, إذا تم للغلام, when it's complete for a boy, والجارية and a girl, 15 سنة, 10 years, فقد بلغا, then both of them have been considered to become adults. Right, that's straightforward, nothing really difficult there. Alright, now what if there is a young person and we don't know if they're adult or not? So let's say, for example, there is a boy or there's a girl. They're roughly around about, let's say, I don't know, 11 years old. Yeah, they're about 11 years old or 12 years old. Let's say 12 years old. 12 years old. And we ask them, have you reached the age of puberty? And they say, yes, we have. Now, do we have to go and investigate? Do we need proof? No, the judge will accept. The judge will basically accept their statement face value, as long as their age is sort of like within the age range where people become adults. All right, so usually it's between the years of 9 to about 15 or so. Yeah, so you got like that kind of age range. Within that age range, as long as they've said that they've become at the age of puberty, they've reached adulthood, then we don't have to investigate anymore, because it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? وَإِذَا رَاحَقَ يُرَاحِقُ مُرَاحَقَةً, when the ghulam and the jariya, they reach the age of puberty. وَأَشْكَلَ أَمْرُهُمَا, and their matter has become confusing. So roughly 12 years old, we're not sure how much investigation do we do, we're not sure. فِي البلوغ, regarding adulthood. وَقَالَ, and they both said, both people, this person and this person, قَدْ بَلَغْنَا, that we have reached the age of puberty. فَالْقَوْلُ قَوْلُهُمَا, then their statement will be taken in court. As long as no one else can prove otherwise, their statement will be taken legally. They'll be treated as adults. وَأَحْكَامُهُمَا, and their rulings will be the rulings of adults. So rulings of adults are like, zakat rulings, and also rulings regarding making decisions as well for themselves. They can make decisions, they can get married without their parents' permission, all that kind of stuff. And there you have it. Right, next. Now, like I said, this next part is in two parts. I'm only going to do one part over here. The second part I'll do next session, inshallah, because it's quite long. And I don't want to kind of overdo this with you guys. So, Imam Abu Hanifa, if there's a person who has lost all their money, so lost in business all money, all wealth, this person is known as a muflis, a bankrupt person. Everyone agrees this guy is a bankrupt person, right? Everyone agrees. No doubt about that. The problem arises when there is a guy who has been declared bankrupt by the government. So he's been declared muflis. Can this happen? Can the government declare you a muflis? Yes or no? So Imam Abu Hanifa, he says no. No, you cannot be declared a muflis. Right? So he says, قال أبو حنيفة لا أحجر في الدين على المفلس. I will not put restrictions upon a muflis person. Right, so this is both individuals. So whether this person is a naturally muflis person and whether this person has been declared a muflis by the government. Remember, Abu Hanifa does not acknowledge this government declaring you a muflis. But irrespective of that, Abu Hanifa says that restrictions cannot be put on them. Why would a person want to put restrictions on these two muflis people? Well, the reason is, imagine, for example, like there's lots of people they owe money to, right? So there's, 5 people that they owe money to. And these people, they all go to the government and say, look, this guy owes us, thousands of pounds. He owes me 1k, and he owes me 2k, and he owes me 3k, and he owes me 4k, and he owes me 5k, right? So he owes me, all these people, he owes them money. And he's still going on and still buying stuff and still selling stuff, and he's still incurring debts. So can they go to the courts and demand from the courts that the courts step in and stop this guy, stop him from buying and selling? Can they do hajar, interdiction, or not? Abu Hanifa says no. لا أحجر في الدين المفلس. He says, a muflis, irrespective of who he is, so long as he's not one of those three people that we mentioned last time, minor, slave, or someone who's majnoon, you can't put any financial restrictions on them. Right? That's his argument. Every adult has to have the right to be able to make their own decisions. Right? So this is why he says, لا أحجر في الدين على المفلس. I'm not going to put restrictions on this guy. I'm not going to put restrictions on this guy. They can carry on buying and selling. All right. Sahibain disagree with this, by the way, which we're going to look at next lesson. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, let's look at this next side then. Let's say this is what happens now. Let's look at a scenario. So, for instance, so this is a guy. These are all his debtors. These are angry debtors or creditors. They all say, oh, where's our money? Where's our money? They're all angry, right? And they're saying to the judge, number one, we want him to be detained, imprisoned, because he owes us loads of money. And number two is we want him to have hajar done to him, right? Interdiction done to him. What's going to happen in this situation? Will it actually go through or not? So he says, إِذَا وَجَبَتْ الدُّيُونَ عَلَى رَجُلٍ. So when debts have become incurred upon one man. وَطَلَبَ غُرَمَاؤُهُ. And his creditors, these are all the creditors, have requested from the government to detain him and to put restrictions on him. Abu Hanifa says, لَمْ أَحْجُرْ عَلَيْهِ. I will not put restrictions onto him. Okay, so what if he has wealth? So let's say, for instance, this guy has some mal. Right, so he's got a bank account, he's got money. What's going to happen? Is he allowed to, is the judge allowed to, so let's say this is Judge Sab, Mr. Judge. This is the judge. Is the judge allowed to take this money and then go and give it to these guys or not? Like, is the judge allowed to intervene in someone's wealth and make the decisions for who gets what? So Abu Hanifa says, no, you can't. وَإِنْ كَانَ لَهُ مَالٌ. If he has mal, لَمْ يَتَصَرَّفْ فِيهِ الْحَاكِمُ. The hakim is not allowed to do any dealings with that wealth. ولكن what can he do? He can detain him. He can put him into prison. Right? So that's one of the things that we're going to do. Put this guy into prison. Yeah. So he's put into prison. And he's left there until he goes and takes this money and then goes and invests it or sells it, or basically gives them back what they deserve. That's basically what it's saying. Say, وَلَكِنْ يَحْبِسُهُ أَبَدًا. Indefinitely locked up. حَتَّى يَبِيئَهُ. Until this guy goes and sells the stuff off. فِي دَيْنِهِ. If it's like cars and property. And then give that money to the creditors. Right, straightforward. But the judge can't do that. Okay, now what if this guy has stored away, he can either have, let's say, for example, silver coins, and they owed silver, right? So silver, and they owed silver. So if there's silver, the judge can actually take these silver coins and give these exact silver coins to them guys. And what if he has gold coins? So if he's got gold and he owes them gold, right? He can actually the judge can step in, take the gold, and he can distribute the gold himself. What the judge can't do is take his cars and houses and watches and this and that, sell them off and pay off the creditors. The judge cannot do that. Right? So he says, فَإِنْ كَانَ لَهُ دَرَاهِمْ. So if he's got silver coins, وَدَيْنُهُ دَرَاهِمْ, and his debt is in silver coins, أو على ضد ذلك, or it's the other way around, gold. قضاها القاضي, the judge can pass a judgment بغير أمره, without the consent of the guy, muflis guy. وإن كان دينه دراهم, but if it's the other way around, if it's silver he's got but he owes, if the debt is in silver and he owes gold, or the other way around, right? So silver and gold and silver, so the debt is in gold, then in that case what happens? So he says, وَلَهُ دَنَانِيرٌ أَوْ عَلَى ضِدِّ ذَلِكَ, or the other way around, he owes them silver and he's got gold. بَاءَهَا الْقَاضِي, the judge is allowed to sell these coins and give them. The judge simply just cannot take anything else. He can take the cash and he can invest the cash, but he cannot do anything else. That's basically what this is all about. All right. So let's have a look then at what we covered today. Right. So if I say to you, what are the signs, what are the indicators that a boy has reached puberty? So you're going to say 3. Wet dream, making a woman pregnant, and ejaculation. What are the 3 signs of a woman becoming adult? So wet dream, pregnant, becoming pregnant, and menstruation. What if they don't have these signs? So Abu Hanifa says until they reach the age of 18, they become adult, and then 17 according to for the girl. And Sahibain, what do they say? Sahibain say the same thing, but they say 15 years of age. Okay, if a boy or a girl who's roughly at the age of puberty says to a judge, I've reached puberty, will the judge take their statement face value? Yes, he will. He'll take it as it is, right? And then they'll be treated as adults. Even if they're not, they'll still be treated as adults. Okay, can restrictions be put onto a muflis, whether they are naturally muflis or declared muflis? Abu Hanifa says, no, you cannot. They're allowed to deal with their wealth as they want, right? And he can't be locked up or anything like that. Okay, what if he has wealth but he doesn't want to give it? Can the judge take that wealth, like a car or a house or something like that? No, he can't, but he can lock him up indefinitely. Okay, what if he's got coins? What about that? So if he's got cash, the judge can take the cash and then give the cash to them. Khalas. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Jazakumullah khair for watching it. Now I know this is only part 1. There's also the Sahibains. Next week inshallah I'll do that. So stay tuned inshallah. And if you enjoy these videos, please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe button, share the videos. It helps me a lot. Share the videos with others so that others can benefit as well. And if you want to become a patron, support my channel as well, like the beautiful patrons are doing, then please consider becoming a patron to support my channel. You can give $1 a month, £1 a month, whatever is easier for you inshallah. And the details are in the description below. And I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.